So yeah, believe it or not, I actually still play Roblox adventure games. Still kind of a huge fan. Obviously not as much as before due to certain things, but you know, I still try and keep track of them all to the best of my ability, and I just want to give just kind of an update. I do these every year, I'm pretty sure, kind of talking about the state of Roblox adventure games, because it's such like a niche genre of Roblox games. There's not many people who really care for them. Obviously, they have a reputation of being some of the best games on the Roblox platform, but also the one marred in the most controversy, and then, you know, they're always the ones that like never release because they take forever, and they're always passion projects with very little like money or like true future behind them. But when they do actually release, they're amazing. You know, the Roblox community at large loves them to death. They get lots and lots of praise and popularity from this, and yeah, I just kind of want to talk about the past year and what's coming ahead, because I think a lot of good is coming this year, and a lot of good has happened within the last year. So without further ado, let's kind of just like talk about that, I guess. So probably the biggest one of the year was Detriment. When Detriment rolled onto the scene, honestly kind of an amazing game. Just a bit, in case you couldn't tell. Like, I made a video on it, multiple videos on it. Detriment is amazing. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's not like some Mario platformer. It's actually trying to be something different. It's got like a more serious kind of melancholic tone to it. I think it's something that speaks to me because I'm getting older. You know, I don't have time for like baby games and stuff like that. So having a game that is more like serious and more like narrative focused and has more like unique platforming gameplay that's not just trying to be Mario, it's really nice to see. And I think Detriment has a very, very bright future on the Roblox platform, especially as it goes into Detriment Lite, which is something that is going to come soon. Hopefully it'll come in 2025. It's going to be kind of the ultimate version of the prologue, pretty much, with expanded gameplay, more levels, and more story and multiplayer. I think when Roblox adventure games have multiplayer, it helps them branch out. I think that's why Blocktails is as successful as it is. And speaking of Blocktails, which is the only non-platformer on this list, even though and I would like to think that it qualifies as an adventure game, and there is a little bit of platforming in there if you think about it. But Blocktails has basically become the face of underrated Roblox games, to the point where it's questionable whether or not it's even underrated anymore. But I like to think that it is, because, you know, the general Roblox population, it would rather play something stupid like an anime Battlegrounds game rather than Blocktails. But you know what? I can understand it. Blocktails, amazing game. Obviously, I don't think I really need to say anything more about it. I love the game. Everyone loves the game. It's just got a very bright future ahead of it. Lots of backing, lots of funding, actual development happening on it consistently. So yeah, it's been a huge driving force in the Roblox adventure game scene. Obviously, we had Polyhex release Find Everything in 2023. In 2024, it got a pretty big expansion that was really, really nice, and I played through it. Find Everything, I'm going to be honest, it's not my cup of tea, but I really think it's an objectively good game, just like with Super Bomb Survival and Super Doomspire. Like, I don't know, it's weird, because I really like Polyhex's like games, even though they're like not my thing. Like, I just think they're objectively good. But yeah, Find Everything, it had a good year last year. Hopefully it'll continue to have a good year this year. Crazy Horse Game, this is something that I didn't even know really existed. It was only put on my radar because Eclipse made a video on it, but that game seems pretty good. I think it did relatively well for itself, and just looking at it now, looking at everything, it was pretty good. Next, we have Superblocks 64, which had an amazing year last year. Now it's kind of petering off. Kind of the hype has died down around it, but that's okay. I think Superblocks 64 was another one of those games where it really just kind of made the Roblox adventure game genre just kind of branch out of that little bubble that everything always seems to be packed into, and I think it was very well for it. I mean, obviously it's a simple game. It's a little overhyped. Like, even from the own developer's admission, it's a bit overhyped, but all in all, it's a fantastic game. The biggest thing coming this year is a complete revival of the Pyrite Adventure series. For those who don't know, Pyrite Adventure 1 and 2, they're basically like Roblox remakes of the Sonic Adventure series, with minor differences and tweaks, obviously, because, you know, it's their own story. It's just kind of remixes of those levels and stuff. But Pyrite Adventure 3, after having a super long development cycle compared to the second one and the first one, is coming this year. The developers have promised that it's coming Q2 of 2025, that's quarter 2, along with a complete revamp of the episode Noob DLC for Pyrite Adventure 2, and also I think like a re-release of Pyrite Adventure 1, if I were to guess. So there's just a lot of Pyrite Adventure content that is coming, and I think that's going to completely revive this whole thing, because especially with Roblox Sonic games, there's been a lot of them. There's a huge problem that a lot of these Roblox Sonic games have in particular, where they're always just like an engine test demo that never goes anywhere, or they're some stupid RP that has no real importance to life, or they're SEO. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Pyrite is going to have a pretty great year if everything goes to plan. And speaking of having a great year, Robot 32 is coming in 2025, which is huge. Robot 64 is 6 or 7 or 8 years old now. I think it's 7 or 8 years old now. And the sequel or prequel is finally coming out, and I just think it's going to be amazing. From everything that we've seen, it seems like it's just going so far and beyond what the original game set out to do, and it's going to be a very fun experience whenever it comes out. We're getting finally, after now this one, it's been 10, 11 years. It's been 9 or 10 years. I'm exaggerating. It's 9 or 10 years. We are finally getting a remake of Super Roblox 64 Adventure. That game by CMAG Games, the people who have gone on to make Vibrant Venture on Steam. We are finally getting a remake of it, remaster, re-release, whatever you want to say. Someone is finally re-releasing the game, and it's not just in the hands of Kaneko Kitten, that idiot goofball. So yeah, the general public will actually have access to an amazing game again after it closed for whatever reason. And I think that'll be very amazing to see. Honestly, I remember playing that game when I was an actual infant child thing. So it'll be really fun to see that. In terms of the more simple games, we have Adventure Forward Blue Stars, which is still going strong. Once again, that's one of those games where I don't really play it anymore. I don't really find it enjoyable, but it is a pretty good game. And then obviously there is Token Traveler, which is, once again, that's something that's not my tea, but it's doing decently well for itself in the community, at least from what I've seen. And yeah, really there's not really much else happening this year. I can't really think of much else going off the top of my head, but there is a lot of good Roblox adventure game content coming. So if you're interested in that, yeah, those are just games. I'll try and link some in the description. Hopefully you guys can check it out, show these projects some love. I always do this every year. I really like keeping track of Roblox adventure games, just seeing how they're doing, seeing what's happening and all those things. So yeah, video soon or something like that. And yeah, goodbye.
How people with medical conditions see the world.